Now, Absa is approaching the High Court to have the public protector's findings on the Bancorp loan set aside. The bank wants the findings to be reviewed. Public protector said Absa should pay back the 1.1 billion rand loan gained from South African Reserve Bank during apartheid era. Absa says Barclays Africa and Absa Bank shareholders are advised that Absa has decided to approach the High Court in order to have the report reviewed and set aside. To discuss this further, we are now joined by Absa spokesperson Songezo Zibi. Good afternoon to you, spokesperson. Thank you for joining us here on ANN7. Just talk us through Absa's decision to head to the High Court.
Thanks very much. We have decided to approach the High Court in order to have the report and this remedial action set aside because we believe it is based on inaccuracies, that it is rational, and that an open court in which all the issues are ventilated and discussed and they are decided on by a judge or a panel thereof would be the best forum in which this matter can be put to bed.
Spokesperson, could you elaborate on some of these inaccuracies that have been found by Absa in the report?
First of all, the agreement between Absa and the SA Reserve Bank was for a loan at an interest rate of 1%, not 16%. The 16% was to be used to clean up the bad debts of customers and clients, about 91,000 of them who could not pay. So that is the first fact. So there is no contract anywhere that says that Absa received a loan at 16% from the SA Reserve Bank. That is the first thing. The second thing, it is also inaccurate to say that Absa derived benefit from the assistance of the Reserve Bank, because when Absa bought Bancorp, and the original bank that needed assistance from the Reserve Bank was Bancorp. Absa bought Bancorp in 1992, 7 years after the assistance began. When Absa bought Bancorp, the price that Absa had to pay took account of the assistance that was still to come from the Reserve Bank for over the next 3 years. That money was paid upfront. What needs to be determined here is whether the shareholders of Bancorp benefited or the shareholders of Absa. Our position and the position of a panel of experts which was appointed by the Reserve Bank in 2000 and delivered a very comprehensive report in February of 2002 found that the shareholders of Bancorp were the undue beneficiaries of the assistance from the Reserve Bank because Absa paid them and the money should have been paid over to the South African Reserve Bank. That and many other reasons, which I'm quite happy to go into, are part of the reasons why we are approaching the court.
When are you expecting some sort of reserve or communication from the court? When is Absa hoping that this situation will find some sort of finality?
So we're going to approach the court as soon as possible. So our attorneys will putting legal papers that as soon as they are ready, we'll approach the High Court and make an application. If in the meantime, any of the affected parties obviously approaches the High Court, as we understand the South African Reserve Bank is about to do that and joins us in that action, we will participate in that process too.
Just lastly, with regards to reputational management and reputational damage that Absa has incurred with regards to the Public Protector's report, can you elaborate on any of that?
Any incorrect assertion that somebody is guilty of something they're not damages their reputation because members of the public develop an incorrect view that that company or that individual is doing something wrong that they have not done. That is the damage that's been done to our business. Secondly, there have been instances where various individuals and parties have attempted to harass our staff at our branches and so on. This is something that would not arise if there was not an incorrect assertion such as this one, that Absa owes money it does not. So we are keen for this issue to be discussed and interrogated in detail in open court so that a court may arrive at a final conclusion of who really should pay money to the Reserve Bank, if anybody.
So, just before I let you go, what is then your response to organizations like the ANC Youth League and Black First, Land First, who says that this kind of money could have been used in the betterment of education in South Africa with regards to hashtag fees must fall. And what do you make of the hashtag Occupy Absa protests that's taken place in the past in connection with this?
South Africans are free to say whatever they like. We are a country where there's freedom of speech and there's freedom of protest. People are free to do that. One thing I can say is that between 2016 and 2018, we will have committed and spent on education 1.4 billion rand. This year alone, we have donated in scholarships 210 million rand. We are the biggest corporate contributor to education on the continent. This is not about the money we already contribute to education. It is about the principle of who owes what and to whom. Absa does not believe that the bank owes the money, and we are going to go to court to establish that.
Well, thank you very much, spokesperson, for unpacking these details for us here on ANN7. That was Absa's spokesperson, Songezo Zibi, just joining us there on the phone line, just talking to us about the fact that Absa is currently approaching the High Court to have the public protector's findings on that Bancorp loan set aside.